Okay, so here is part 2 of my thoughts on abortion. I was just the last thing I was talking about in the first video was about Beto O'Rourke and how he, somebody asked him if they told, somebody told Beto O'Rourke when the date of their birth was and asked him if he felt like the day before they were born their life didn't really have any worth. And Beto said, no, of course I don't think that, and I'm thankful that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. Um, this was something I saw on YouTube. Um, and he said, but it's still a woman's choice, and solely the woman's choice, whether to carry her child um, to term or not, whether or not to abort. And the crowd that was all there for Beto, supporting him, cheered when he said that. And I was just saying in my last video that that got me thinking, and the reason is because, well, first of all, there's, to me, some obvious hypocrisy in those two statements, because it's either hypocrisy or Beto O'Rourke just doesn't really care about all human life. He doesn't care about the lives of unborn children and see them as equally valuable, or he's just being hypocritical and maybe somehow doesn't even realize it, because he was saying that the guy that was there, that his life had worth and value before the day that he was born. But at the same time, he is supporting women being able to choose to end their child's life the day before it was going to be born into the world. So I trust that you guys can understand what I'm saying there. So that seems clearly either just off or hypocritical. And then that got me thinking beyond that to, what was it? Like, it's a strange, like, paradox or whatever that people can pretty much, for the most part, everybody would discourage somebody else from committing suicide. And most people, the vast majority of the population, see that as a bad thing and something that nobody should ever do. And they try to get those people help because they see the value in human life. How is that different when that life is growing inside of a womb? So it's just something to put out there for anybody to think about. Yeah, it just made me think, if people thought about the value of life, of their own life, and thought, what if your parents had chosen to abort you, or your mother had chosen to abort you? Like, don't you think the world would be missing you? Like, don't you think there was a plan and a purpose originally for you being conceived? And that we shouldn't just mess with that plan by ending the lives that are being given to us to bring into the world. What an honor, and we just throw it away because we're scared or we feel unprepared or whatever it may be, or just because you're being selfish. You just don't feel like handling the issue that you came to have. I'm not saying that a pregnancy is an issue. It's a blessing, but it can obviously be very stressful in certain situations, especially if it was rape, which is, to my knowledge, like less than 1% of the reason for abortion. So I just think people need to think about the value of human life, starting with your own life. Just think about if your mother had chosen to abort you, like, does that really seem like it's her right? Because I don't believe that it is. I don't believe it's anyone's right to end an innocent life. And I don't know why that's controversial. So thank you for watching, whoever watched this, and I hope you have a wonderful day or evening or night or afternoon. Bye.